Hello and welcome to another episode of Froch on Fighting with me, Carl the Cobra Froch. I'm no longer the Sheriff of Nottingham because I'm sat here with the new Sheriff of Nottingham, who's actually doing that title very proud with mouth-watering performances. But my heart was in my mouth this evening again, like you keep doing to me, like the Conlon fight, the Leigh Wood first fight, and then the rematch where you just outboxed him with a classy, poised performance. But tonight, first of all, congratulations. What a comeback. Probably one of the best comebacks I've seen in I don't know how many years. It was just an epic comeback. Brilliant. I can't find the words to describe how good that was. Only when you watch it back on replay, you'll realise what you've done. And the accuracy of the punches, when you caught him with that little short right hook and you saw he was gone, you didn't smother your work, you didn't waste your shots, you just took your time, took a split second and landed them accurate blows. And that's why the fight got waved off at the end. And there's a few people out there bitching and moaning about the fight shouldn't have been stopped. For me, that's nonsense. But there is an argument for a potential rematch, which we'll talk about in a minute. But first of all, how are you feeling? And what was your game plan? Because I know Ben Davison didn't tell you to stand in front of him in round one with your chin in the air.
I don't know how you dare me. I've grew up watching you. Taylor fight, Groves won. I've been through it and all.
Listen, let me tell you something. I haven't got the skill set you've got. I'm man enough and honest enough to admit that. You're a far more skillful, talented fighter than me. I had to be fit and strong and take punches on the chin. You don't have to. You've got good reflexes.
I thought that's how you do it. You know what I mean? I thought that's the way you crack on.
Listen, don't follow me. Listen, I know you like a fight, and I know you can have a brawl, and you can take a shot, and you can get off the canvas to win. But this evening, are you guilty of having a slow start, or what was the game plan?
Yeah, I was flat, to be honest. The weight killed me a little bit. I left my hotel and my mouth was a bit dry. I got a cold sore pop up. I thought, oh, here we go. But don't want to make excuses because I'll just stay mentally strong. I'm winning this fight no matter what because I knew what was on the line. I felt like I started all right. Then I was letting him come into the fight. I was making sloppy transitions and not making him pay when he rushed in and not making him pay when he stepped in with his jab and little things that I've worked on and without giving too much away. There's a few other things as well. But look, Josh is a good fighter. No excuses. But I knew when I caught him with certain shots early on that them opportunities would present themselves at some point in the fight again and again. As he got sloppier, I'd make him pay. And he'd be working hard to win moments and I'd make him pay. And
you did that. And there was a couple of times from a spectator's viewpoint where you took a shot, whether it was on the side or the back of the head. I know you've got a lump on the back of your head, which we've seen, and that's obviously an illegal blow, and that can daze you. But there was a couple of legal shots that hit you on the chin, on the side of the head. I mean, the bruises and bumps prove it in the cut, where it looked like your legs dipped for a split second. Was you hurt?
It's boxing. You get caught on the side of the head, whatever you see, you're gonna dip. But I ain't got to quit in me. You'd have to nail me down to beat me, to be honest. That's in my mindset. But he's a two-time world champion himself. You don't give them belts away. So I knew at times, even if I was winning majority of the rounds, he would think, I need to do something here. And he'd go hell for broke trying to win a round or a moment. And like I said, I'd make him pay for it. And I did, you know. And you don't have fights at that level all your own way, unless you're someone like Mayweather.
No, exactly. That ridiculous defence he's got. I mean, it's a one-off Mayweather, but forget Mayweather for tonight because tonight's about Leigh Wood. And there was times in there when I thought you looked like you was fading, and you looked like, I know you wasn't feeling sorry for yourself, but you was at the stage where if you was feeling sorry for yourself, there was a point where you make a decision when you sit down in the corner where you think, I'm in trouble here. I'm tired at the weight, which you've been quite open and honest about in many interviews. You struggle a little bit at the weight at featherweight. Maybe you need to step up to super feather, but. Was you feeling like this could be the end of my reign now at featherweight? This actually, I'm banging trouble, or did you keep believing? Because in commentary, I said Leigh Wood's at the stage now where he needs to land a big shot. He's at the point now where he's not going to outwork his opponent because he ain't got the energy. The tank's running on empty because he's weight drained. He needs to time a shot and land something big and something to slow him down and something to hurt him. And it was the same round when I said that when you landed them shots. Was you looking to land a big shot because you was feeling like, if this goes a distance, I'm banging trouble, I'm losing on points? What was Ben Davison telling you? Was you losing the rounds, or was he keeping you motivated by bullshitting you?
No, he was telling me important things, like when he was returning. And there was a moment when he said, when I come back to the corner, he's returning. I don't want to give too much away, what we do. And then that next round, I flicked something out, and he jabbed back, and I caught him to the body. And the body started working. And I thought it was always down a little bit, but
But you're leaving the cards close to your chest with Ben Davison. I know he runs a tight ship with his with his tactics and with his technique. I think he might be working with Anthony Joshua soon, helping out AJ. He's going to try and prove the Cobra wrong, anyway, with his predictions. See if he can beat Deontay Wilder. But anyway, so
what you said about what was going through my mind, and was I thinking about feeling sorry for myself? I would never, ever feel sorry for myself. I would never hand it over for nothing. He could have dropped me every single round, and I still wouldn't hand it over.
Thank you, because that's what I was saying, and there was too many people saying, "Oh, this is the even like experienced boxers." But I said, "Listen, he's from Nottingham. Are you forgetting what he did against Conlon? There's something in the water in Nottingham. Listen, that comeback was nothing short of amazing. It really was. So you wasn't feeling sorry for yourself. You must have known you was struggling on points if it went the distance. So was you thinking to yourself, right, it's now or never? Is this the time? Or was you just going to step on it?
It's a 12-round fight, not a 6-round fight. Look how hard he was working. Do you know what I mean? And like I said before, he'd have to work very hard to win moments, and he got carried away, and a few got through, but I caught some on my shoulder, went into shoulder roll. Too many got through, in my opinion, and my team told me about it. But in the process of doing that, he was putting a lot in, getting excited, and I put a few body shots in here and there. Then he started to gas a little bit, and then more opportunities came for me, and I took them and cleaned them out.
And that's why you're a champion, because at that stage where you could have felt sorry for yourself and you could have gave up, that's when champions lose the titles, go away, and think, I've had a good career, I've done all right, and that's the end of it. But you dug deep, you timed the punch, you landed the perfect right hook. It was perfect right up because it caught him sweet and shook him. And then you just give yourself a split second between each attack. You didn't smother your work, you didn't overreach, you didn't lean on him. You give yourself distance and time and landed them crisp, accurate shots, which we've seen throughout your whole career, that timing. When you've been weight drained at the weight below you fought at before. But the finish was nothing short of amazing. I feel like I'm not overselling it, because anybody who watches it, they'll understand. But what's next now for Leigh Wood? What do you want to do?
I want to headline at the City Ground. I want to leave my stamp on my career. I feel like that's like a little bit of identity. You've done extremely well, Carl. Like selling out Wembley and that. I feel like that would give me my own identity, and I could happily walk away from the sport after doing that, knowing that I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve and ticked every single box.
Well, I've got to be honest, I'd rather fight at the City Ground than fight at Wembley Stadium with all them fans. I think there was 80,000, somebody shouted up. I didn't say it, somebody else said it. Listen, if you could fight at the City Ground, if you're honest with yourself, with the weight at featherweight, and you've been open about the weight, are you really going to fight again at featherweight in your heart of hearts?
No way.
So what would be next? Because if you stayed at featherweight, Lopez is waiting for you, and he's a monstrous fighter who's fresher than most other people at that world level in this weight. And if you go up to super featherweight, you've got Joe Cordina, the IBF world champion, waiting for him. And he's a young, fresh, ambitious, quality fighter. I'm not saying you won't be able to live at that weight and you won't cope for it, but that's a tough fight at this stage of your career. The money fight, the Bunsen burner, where the money is, which is why we're in this game, it's prize fighting. We're not in it for trophies and medals. We're in it for money. We're in it to get paid because we put our lives on the line. Look at your face. Look at the knocks and banks and bruises and bumps you've took tonight and you've took before. So the money fight for me is the rematch with Josh Warrington. I don't want to oversell it for the sake of overselling it, but the bell had gone. There was a minute rest, and I see the powers of recovery of fit, healthy human beings who put themselves through immense training camps. Josh Warrington, maybe in that minute rest, could have gone again. You're going to say no. I'm probably going to say no as well, because I saw him stumbling and turning his back to the referee, and I'm not going to argue with a stoppage. But there's an argument that fight could have gone on after the minute rest. So there lies the potential rematch. And Josh Warrington, in a rematch against all them lunatics from Leeds who were scrapping outside this arena tonight, would come down and fill the Nottingham Forest City Ground, and that would be unbelievable. So that's got to be your number one aim. I'll get on to Eddie, and you need to as well.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility, but as you know with boxing, the landscape changes very, very fast. There could be someone else. It could end up being a rematch with anyone. A Conlon fight rematch could be a good one. Actually, just been announced by my friend tonight, but you don't know what's going to happen. There could be someone else. I could move up, fight for another title. You don't know. But at the minute, I think Warrington looks like the biggest sell, and we'll have to look at the numbers tonight and if the demand for it. But for sure, I'd give him a shot again, but it wouldn't be at featherweight. He said he'd move up, so yeah, if it fills the City Ground, then I'm game.
Absolutely. Listen, what I don't want to do is bang on now about who you're fighting next, because I know what it's like when you've exactly. That's what I was about to say. 3 fights in 8 months, world title fights. Listen, so this is my final leaving call. I'm not even going to ask you another question. I'm just going to say congratulations, well done, fantastic. And don't think about who you're fighting next and what you're doing next. Go home, ice your face, enjoy the family, get a good rest. Nottingham's proud of you. I'm fucking proud of you. Well done. And that was unbelievable. Watch that fight with pride. Take care.